All right, well, how often should men be doing a self-examination at home, and how do they do the self-examination without going into, I guess, too much detail? Or you go into that detail if you must.
Yes, I think the frequency is once a month. Let's start there. And then, quite interesting, often men themselves don't pick up the abnormal testy or size. Often it's discovered by a partner. So it can be turned into quite a humorous event, I suppose, in a healthy sexual relationship. But, taking ownership of checking regularly and at least once a month is quite important. And it involves particularly, firstly, knowing what the testes feel like normally. So if you aren't used to examining the testes and actually looking at what the structure feels like between your index finger and your thumb, for example, you won't notice when it's become enlarged or changed in form. So it's very important to understand normal, and if there is pain, certainly seek medical help early.
Now, I think actually a lot of men are afraid to go and get tested for prostate cancer because they think someone's going to go right up there.
You're right.
And they're a little uncomfortable with that. But that's not actually how it's done, is it?
Well, it's one of the methods of examining someone and examining the prostate is by doing what they call the digital rectal examination, where the examiner, the practitioner, uses his index finger to actually palpate the prostate and feel the contour, the size, the consistency of the prostate, which is a pre-runner to cancer or an enlarged prostate. But in modern technology, we use the prostate-specific antigen, which is a serum test, a blood test, and if it's elevated, it can certainly indicate enlargement or inflammation of the prostate. And if that inflammation is really severe and develops to cancer, for example, those levels are astronomical of that specific antigen. And then, of course, we have sonars nowadays, which can also assess the size of the prostate. So certainly some other options that are not so invasive and also useful.
And Natalie, as a Mohs sister, do you think it's our job as women to kind of get our guys to go to the doctor and do their
Absolutely.
checks, tell them it's okay?
Yeah, definitely. And I like what Garen said, that it can become a playful thing once a month. Let your partner examine you. I think that's quite intimate, and it diffuses the situation, and also then it becomes. I think it's a loving environment, so that if anything is discovered, there's less fear because you have a partner that is invested in your health with you. So I think that's a great way to do it.
We chatted to Paul Snodgrass last year, the comedian, and he was saying the women should do the testicular exam on the men, and the men should do the breast exam on the women.
Yeah.
And there you go.
There you
It
go.
turns into a fun little game for everybody, and everyone is a winner.
Indeed.
But you need to know normal first.
Yeah, exactly.